What if I told you the beast system almost launched in America, but one executive order just hit the brakes? Trump banned CBDCs. Did he just delay the beast system? I'm Heather, and this is Lake Files. They say when money speaks, truth goes silent. So ask yourself, what voices are we really hearing today? Who's behind the microphone and who's been silenced? They say when money speaks, truth goes silent. And if that's true, then we are living in one of the quietest times in human history, because never before has so much money moved behind the scenes, buying silence, rewriting facts, censoring voices, and blinding the public. While the world races towards digital control through facial scans, social credit scores, and central bank digital currencies, one man made a move that shook the system. On January 23, 2025, President Donald J. Trump signed Executive Order 14178, effectively banning CBDCs in the United States, and not just delaying it, cutting it off the legs of the beast before it could stand. In his words, any effort to create a central bank digital currency is a dangerous threat to freedom. But what exactly did this order do? And is this really a victory for truth and liberty, or just a pause before a global rollout? A CBDC, central bank digital currency, is government-backed digital money. Unlike Bitcoin or private stablecoins, a CBDC is controlled directly by the central bank. This means every transaction could be tracked. Every purchase could be monitored. And if the system doesn't like you, it could be shut off. That's not paranoia. That's already happening in places like China, where the digital yen is connected to the social credit system. And yes, many believe it's one step closer to the mark of the beast system that Bible warns about in Revelation 13. No federal agency is allowed to develop a CBDC, pilot or test one, promote or issue one, work with other nations to implement one, and that includes the Federal Reserve, which was previously exploring a digital dollar under Biden's administration. In fact, Trump also revoked previous executive order that were quietly pushing the CBDC agenda forward under the name of financial innovation. So here's where it gets serious. Revelation 13 describes a time when no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, a system where access to the economy is controlled digitally, biometrically, and globally. Could a CBDC be the infrastructure of that system? Many say yes, and by blocking it in America, Trump may have delayed one of the most powerful tools of global control. But here's the truth. This isn't over. While Trump's ban blocked a U.S. CBDC, other countries are surging forward. China already launched theirs. Europe's digital euro is underway. And the IMF and World Economic Forum are pushing hard for global digital IDs and currency interconnectivity. Meanwhile, the U.S. is still exploring private stablecoins through the Genius Act, which allows digital dollars, just not controlled by the feds. So, the beast system isn't dead. It's just changing tactics. The Bible tells us to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Trump's order may have brought us time, But the spirits of the system is still alive, moving in the shadows, disguising itself as progress, convenience, and innovation. Be alert, guide your freedom, guard your soul, because digital chains often come disguised as upgrades, and the closer we get to the final hour, the more control will be sold as safety. What do you think? Was this executive order a heroic stand against tyranny, or just a temporary stall before a global system rises? This isn't just about greed, it's about control. In politics, lobbyists don't just suggest ideas, they write the laws in silence. Research doesn't follow truth, it follows funding. In healthcare, cures are hidden while treatments are sold. And in media, truth isn't broadcast, it's bought or buried. We are told to follow the science, but what happens when the science is for sale? What happens when billion-dollar corporations own the labs, the data, and the voices behind the curtain? The answer is simple. Truth is no longer the standard. Profit is. They said the jab was safe until emails leaked. They said Epstein was just a conspiracy until the guest list started to matter. They said the war was for peace until the pipeline exploded. Every time money speaks, truth gets strangled. But it's not just the elites who pay the bribes or make the deals. It's you and I who pay the price. In trust, in health, in freedom, in lost time we can't get back, and loved ones we couldn't save. We watched people we love be divided over propaganda. We watched censorship become the norm. We watched the truth become hate speech. And through it all, we were told to stay silent, because the moment you speak up, they call you crazy, a conspiracy theorist, or worse, dangerous. Because the truth sets you free, and they can't afford that. But why lie? Free people don't blindly obey. Free people don't buy everything they're told. Free people ask questions, think critically, and push back. But a fearful, distracted, misinformed people, they are easy to herd. Here's what they don't realize. Silencing the truth doesn't destroy it. It just makes it more dangerous when it returns. Because truth, real truth, is a flame. And every time they try to bury it, the fire spreads underground. You can't silence God's truth. You can't buy the spirit of discernment. And you can't keep the truth down forever. The whisper becomes a roar. The silenced become the watchmen. And the remnant rises. Ephesians 6:12 says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world." This is bigger than politics. This is spiritual warfare. Because when the truth of Jesus is declared, chains break. When the word is spoken, darkness trembles. And when even one person refuses to be bought, others find their voice. So if you've been told to shut up, stay quiet, stop asking questions, let me say this: don't. Speak, shine, stand firm, even if your voice shakes, even if they mock you, even if you stand alone, because heaven is watching and God is not mocked. When money speaks, truth goes silent, but not forever, because the truth doesn't need a contract, a commercial, or a paycheck. It only needs a voice, your voice. So speak while you still can, because the silence of truth is the sound of a world on the edge. Subscribe for more truth they don't want you to hear. Like, share, and speak boldly, because the truth is worth more than gold, and they know it. This has been another episode of Lake Files, from conspiracy to confirmed.